let's say he left it up to our choice. Do you think that after sending his son and paying
That's
the
what I'm
price to
saying.
die for every sin, so if a rapist repents, he's saved. If the biggest murderer repents, he gets out. But now you, who's trying to follow Jesus and loving him and trying to be obedient to him, if you go take an injection, all of a sudden his blood is not good enough anymore for you.
Yeah.
That's
I can't see that.
That's
Doesn't
just
make
like
sense.
it doesn't make any sense.
Common sense, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, even if it is a mistake, you're still saved because you believe in him. You might get to heaven and realize, well, flip, I made a big mistake. Lekker, bro. What's up? Good morning.
Morning.
I mean,
Afternoon.
It's like 20 past
1. Yeah.
Oh, lucky. You have a nice week so far?
Yeah, it's holidays.
Okay.
Holiday week still.
Okay.
And I didn't have a lot of jump. I had one jump student the whole week, so.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay,
So
not
nice
too
break.
busy.
Busy with other stuff, obviously, and
Yeah.
had a bit of a rough week, I think,
Okay.
with all that's been going on. People passing away and
Yeah.
babies being sick and whatnot.
Yeah.
Not my babies.
A lot of close family
Yeah.
going through some difficult times, yeah. Okay,
Which
so yeah,
is-
we'll keep praying for them.
which
Pray
is
for your
okay.
family, pray for your friends.
Yeah, always.
Pray really works.
Always. It's the one thing like at youth. It's so funny because when we started youth and whatnot, and I think I talk about youth every time, at the beginning of every episode almost. But when we started youth, when we set out like kind of the goals, we weren't going to have like serious lessons, and we weren't going to turn or burn, and we weren't going to change the world immediately. We were going to come and have fun, except the one thing we were going to do is pray every week.
Nice.
Teach the kids to pray.
Oh.
Why we pray, how we pray, what do we do, what is the reason, all these things. And then one mom actually said to me the other day, she sent me a message to say that something had happened in their family as well. I assume it's COVID, something like COVID. And when they asked, I don't know what they're going to do, whatever, the kid pops up from the back seat of the car, pray, let's pray. And then the kid prayed, and they're not a Christian family. Well,
they're Christian, but
they're not a church-going kind of family.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
So I was like, yes, we did something.
Okay, yeah, that's
Did
awesome.
something
man.
right.
Oh, so exceeds.
So yeah, pray all the time.
Okay. Yeah, so I also had a little chilled week compared to last week, because last week we made like 1 million candles. This week we also made a lot of candles, but not too bad.
Last week you did it in like one day.
Yeah.
Which is
This
the
week we
difference.
had some time to do it at least. So if you want candles, presents, Christmas is coming up.
Yes, I actually
With
want.
candles, PE.co.za.
I want coasters
Put in that little plug-in. Okay, cool.
that you saw.
Yeah.
I saw on your status. I want coasters. Yeah.
Okay.
And I actually want a plate like you. That plate you was on the table just now.
Yes?
I want one of those plates as well.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
all
we'll
nice.
work at that. We'll make a plan.
Yeah, it was like a week though. We had a hike.
Yeah, we had a hike.
Which was
We
nice.
hiked, yeah, that was cool. We were supposed to
6.5
record, but then,
Ks.
I don't know, we got busy hiking and
Yeah.
chilling with the bush.
And then there was other stuff to do in the afternoon. And
Yeah.
How
It
was
was so
your-
cool because we saw like a whole bunch of animals.
Yes.
Just
So nice.
and it's so close. The one, but I mean, literally, we saw one or two like in the forest area, and then we went to the veld area, and we came around this one bush, and there was an animal, like a buck, just
Yeah.
chilling. I don't know, it's
Take
probably
it.
like 100 and 150 meters from us, but it was like it's probably about 50
Yeah,
meters
from the road. Yeah, from the road.
road. But then there was a bush probably about, I don't know,
70, 75, halfway.
no, not even 50 meters
Yeah.
even from it, and we could literally creep up behind the bush right up to there to check it out and to just kind of check it out and see what it does and everything. Eventually it winded us and
Yeah.
or
But it was
smelled us.
nice, nice and big as well. It was.
Yeah.
It's a nice little.
It's
we're not
so
doing
awesome
anything-
to see. Yeah, no,
Yeah, we
it's-
weren't shooting anything. We were just going to see how close we can get.
yeah,
in case
literally
we-
just hiking. Yeah, just hiking
Yeah.
and nature observing.
Maybe out of season we missed the cameras and we missed shooted cameras.
100%. See how close we can get. So photos, dude. I want to get a lens for one of these cameras.
Don't get the lens that makes you go close from far away.
No, you must.
No, but that's cheating. You must get close. The whole point is you must stalk and get close. So the lens must only be able to shoot within 50 yards or whatever.
yeah, something like that.
The zoom must be bad.
Yeah, so it forces you to get close.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. We'll have to get ghillie suits or something.
Yeah, or just wait there. Tree stands, right?
Yeah,
Tree stands.
that's not a
Keen,
bad idea.
keen, or a little ground blind or something. But anyway, we don't hunt. We don't always hunt. I think that's the thing we're trying to say. Like we,
Yeah, it's not always shooting.
even going hunting, it's like a lot of times. I mean, when we went hunting the last time,
yeah.
literally, I mean, there were so many animals that I saw quite close. I mean, up to
Yeah.
that's I'm thinking of the one in Grahamstown. Even the one we saw here with Devolt and them.
Yes.
It was. I mean, we were like
Oh,
15 meters from
that was
zebra.
ridiculous, yeah.
We were. I mean, it was so close.
I mean, there's some of those Impala we were 10 meters from.
Yeah, exactly.
20 meters.
And I mean, that's we love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
We don't like actually like killing the animals.
It's not always about killing an animal.
Yeah.
You want to put meat in the freezer, you kill the animal, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's the
It's
whole
part of it,
challenge.
but
It's the
it's-
challenge. It's the
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
close. And that's what I say, with their cameras, it's the same thing, you know. You gotta
Yeah,
get close,
Get close, yeah.
close enough that and without it smelling you or, you know, seeing you or knowing that you're even there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a challenge. So, Yeah.
Okay, talk about challenge. I bought myself a little present.
you did indeed.
I'll slide in the photo here somewhere.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wait, no, it's there.
Well, anyway, so it's there. And cool, so yeah, now that you saw it.
Yeah, now that you know what it is,
I bought myself a bow.
flipping lekker.
Very cool. I'm so keen. I've been messing around with it, adjusting the draw length and stuff. And that, if anything, is a challenge. I mean, I went to go mess around yesterday. First time I shot in probably like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And my grouping was probably, thank goodness I bought a huge target, because my grouping was like this at like 10 meters. So, but anyway,
So,
practice, whatever. I got it down to literally, I'll see if I have a photo. If I do, I'll post it in here. If I don't, sorry guys, it's close. It's like that.
I think you did.
So I might have sent you a photo.
Yeah,
I'll take that photo and I'll put it up.
I think there is one where there's a target. Somebody there, like that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, okay. I'll post
Okay.
it. Yeah. And yeah. So anyway, so obviously it's like riding a bicycle. You get it back quite quickly, but
Yo.
the second you go further and further and further away, like it becomes a completely different thing. I mean, you can, if you practice a lot, a 50-meter shot is like far. Like, Like that is almost like you ideally want to shoot between like 15 and 30 meters. That's your sweet spot, like that you wanna hunt at.
Yeah.
And I mean, to get that
get
close
that-
to animals.
We need a lot more practice getting close.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and also I'm not like the skinniest oak.
You know, and they're not the
Are
shortest oak. And
Yeah.
they're not the-
I kind of stand out. So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
what I should do is I should just get like tree.
Yeah. Make
Tree.
yourself a trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
exactly.
then like leaves and branches.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
And I'll be a tree. Yeah.
And then
Exactly.
smell like oaks.
Yeah.
You know, you go to the bar, go to the spa, you go to the toilet section, you buy the oak fragrance.
Yeah.
Just all pine.
I love it.
Pine nut. Don't buy the ocean one because
Yeah, exactly. Okay, anyway, so I bought myself a bow, and I'm pretty sure you guys will see more. Like when we go hunting and stuff,
Yeah.
I hope to take it with, and we'll see what happens.
Makes it like you're making life a challenge for yourself.
Yeah, no, but it's good.
It's not the shotgun, it's the bow.
Yeah, you gotta like.
Just now you got to use that pea shoot of yours.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a guy. I'm gonna show you the video afterwards.
Oh, no.
There's a guy who hunts with a blowgun, like a, and he shoots buck with it and bears and stuff with a blowgun. It's like damn, son. And it's like kill shots. And
No, bro. I feel like that.
So it's like it's a bit much. Like I don't know. Like how do what? Like why? Like you know.
Buy
Just-
the rifle, bro.
Yeah.
Just buy a rifle.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Or bow.
Or a bow. Or a shotgun. Or like a really big handgun, like those cannons.
Yes. Yeah. 500.
Nitrous
Smith and
or whatever.
Wesson.
Yeah, that thing.
Boom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Buy one of the long barrel there.
With a scope on it. A handgun with a scope.
Well, I've seen videos of guys hunting with handguns.
Yeah.
Pig hunting.
Yeah, and they shoot quite accurate.
Yeah, well, they're close. Also close though. They're
Yeah.
not shooting.
No, I mean I was shooting at like 100 meters, with a handgun, and they clap the thing exactly where they put the cross. That's where
That's
they
it
shoot.
goes. Hectic.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. But that's new technology and everything.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking nonsense now. Let's.
We're talking about hunting,
We're talking about well.
which we always do.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. If you don't like hunting, sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
If you're one of those guys who
It's
doesn't
self-sustaining.
eat the
The
I don't know how to say the vegetables on 4 legs. You don't eat that.
vegetables on legs.
Yeah, veggies on legs. The meat, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't do
It's not
hunting
my
well.
fault that the buck are made out of prime meat. Come
I
on,
don't
guys.
understand. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Can't blame us.
Yeah. So anyway, so we do that. We love hunting, and I think it's lucky to be self-sufficient.
It's like to be out in the bushman in general.
Yeah, and it's
Even
you know
just
what?
walking like every day.
I think I've said it before in one of the other podcasts. I say to Amy all the time, hunting has made me a better person. And she laughs, whatever, you're just looking for excuse to spend more money
Yeah,
on guns
well,
and things like that, whatever.
Got
And I'm
it.
like, yes, because it makes me a better person. Because
The more animals I shoot, the less people I shoot.
yeah,
No, not that. Okay. I wasn't sure of that. I wasn't sure if that's what you're getting at.
yeah, no, but it challenges you,
Yeah.
and it keeps you occupied to do something and to, because like, I mean, hunting, realistically, if you hunt, unless you're like a PH or an outfitter or something like that,
PH is a professional hunter,
yeah,
for those who don't know.
if you're just like a normal meat hunter, you probably got
Meat
like
eater.
4 or 5 hunts in a year,
Yeah.
and then it's decent. So you got those amount of hunts, and what are you going to do for the rest of the year? So that's maybe like 10 days or 15 days in a year.
Not even,
What do you do for the rest?
not even,
And going out with your rifle, I love doing that, and load development and stuff. But it is expensive, and you have to buy ammo,
Yeah,
and you
you
have
do.
to go to a range and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whereas with the bow, I mean, I can shoot the whole time. I can reload my arrows. So
It's a lot easier, a lot
yeah.
cheaper, yeah.
no, a lot cheaper, a lot easier, and keeps me busy. And
Yeah.
it's a skill. It's something that I get to develop that helps me when I go hunt and keeps me busy. So I
Yeah.
don't
And it's
get up
nice
to
you-
mischief.
It's nice, you don't have to do, there's no licensing and none of that stuff. So
Yes.
it's not like you're buying, because I mean, even then, you've got a hunting rifle and you want to buy a new one or a different caliber or whatever, because you now want to shoot
Yeah.
Tyrannosaurus Rexes, I don't know, what you want to shoot. So you buy a bigger, now it's buy the rifle, wait, competency certificate, it takes 6 months to get
Yeah.
that back from the police. Then it's a year for your license, and then you know what I mean? The bow, so then by the time you get this thing, you like either super excited, like I am with my rifle that's coming
Yeah.
soon, or you like kind of over it because
Yeah.
you've waited so long. But with the bow, you go out, you buy the bow,
Yeah.
and you can get on with it.
Yeah,
know
and
what
you
I
can
mean?
fly with it. You book it in.
Yeah.
You fly it wherever
Yeah.
you want to go hunt, and you go hunt. And also the thing is, I mean, it's so versatile. You can shoot anything from a rabbit
Yeah,
or a guinea fowl all the way up to eland or even buffalo. You know,
yeah. If
So-
you're brave enough.
no, if you're brave enough. But I mean, you can do it.
You can do it, but I'm not brave enough to do that.
No, I'll go shoot a eland. Maybe not a buffalo.
No.
Buffalo.
You
I'll
shoot
go
the buffalo with the bow, and
Oh.
I'll back you up with
with
the
a 375 or
Yeah,
something.
that's-
Maybe a 500.
that nitrous, 500
yes, yes,
nitrous,
yes, yes,
side by
that
side.
thing. Yeah.
And then I'll go. Then you have to book me into St George's for like
Yeah.
a week and a half. My shoulder's finished. Told you I know
That's
a guy
like
who used to
IT.
discipline his, not discipline, him, but like his kid was messing around and it wasn't focused when he was shooting, and like he
Yeah.
was missing and whatever. Right, now you go shoot 5 shots with the 375.
Yeah.
One or the other. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Then you
Yeah,
take
that-
off 2 weeks and then you come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause
No, you know about it.
you know
But
about
it's
it.
like I think it's cool. It's good to have the experience because then when you do shoot like a 308 or
Yeah,
303 or 243, whatever, it's like
It's like much
it's
easier.
not it's
Yeah.
not that bad. Yeah.
I always do that with my drum students. I let them play like a super fast song or a difficult
Mhm.
song. And then when it comes down, then I'm like, okay, cool, you've got that basic now. Let's go back and play these songs that are much simpler or much slower. And they're like, why is it so slow? I'm like, it's not slow.
Yeah.
You couldn't get it, you thought it was like super
Yes,
fast,
yes,
yes,
yes, yes.
but it's because the one you've just played was so much faster,
Yeah.
so much more complicated. Now you're
Yeah.
playing this one that's slower, you're like, wow, I
Yeah,
can do this.
I can do it. I got this.
So,
Okay. No, it's cool. I like setting up challenges for myself because sometimes I think as people we so drawn to living a comfortable life.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
there are no challenges.
we, I think, in the 20th century or whatever we're in,
Yeah.
the late, modern times, we not only comfort, we want everything easy. We want it's easy. Like I was thinking exactly the same this morning. I was going, what is my Christmas presents this year?
Yeah.
And I mean, I said it before in an episode before. I make Christmas presents. I'm
Yeah.
going, okay. What am I going to make for? And I'm not going to make this year. I'm trying to try not to just make the same thing for everyone. Last year I made shelves, so everyone got a
Okay.
shelf, different type of shelf, but they
Yeah.
got a shelf. So this year I'm like, I want to make these different things, but the same thing that's a challenge. Like,
Yes.
it's a simple thing. One of there's actually for my dad and my brother, I want to make the same thing, and it's quite simple actually. But I thought to myself, okay, let's not make it simple.
Okay.
Let's, I mean,
Yeah,
I
let's
can't give
expand
away what
it.
it is because
Yeah,
they're going to watch,
yeah.
and then they're going to know what it is. But let's find a way to make this more complicated or fancier or
Yes,
whatever,
yes, yes, yes.
so it's not so simple,
Yeah.
which is a challenge.
Yeah, and that's
Considering.
cool. It's also to challenge yourself because I don't know when you get lazy, you don't learn it. You don't
Yeah.
move forward.
You don't,
You
you're
just
not
get
growing.
stuck in a rut. And have you guys ever like you do something continuously like routine? Like let's say this is the time you wake up, this is the time you do this, whatever, and then like the time just flies. Like it's the end of 2021
Oh,
already.
can you believe
It was
that's-
just the other day when it was
We're in October.
2016 or 2014 or 2010, like the World Cup rugby, and what the flip, where's all the time going?
It's
and stuff?
crazy.
But it's because you're in that routine, so everything over the space of a year, if you do exactly the same thing over the space of a year, becomes kind of blurred.
Yeah.
There's
But
no
even a week.
milestones or
I
whatever.
mean, now being off this week, basically, I feel like the week's been slower. It's been 5 days now,
Yeah.
you know. Whereas in normal time, normal life kind of thing, when I'm at work in the morning, drum lessons in the afternoon, it's like I go have my afternoon nap, not really, but I watch Formula 1 on Sunday afternoon kind of thing, relax. And I blink again and we're back on Sunday morning at church because I feel like on Monday I went to work, I went to drum lessons, went to evening one, went home, ate, slept, Tuesday morning work. You look again, you're like, it's Friday afternoon, I've got youth tonight. And
But then you do different things. Then you go hike, and then you
Yeah.
go do this, and then you go visit that person, and then the week
Yeah.
feels so much longer.
Exactly. Well, like now, I didn't. It wasn't because I wasn't at work. I was busy with all sorts of other stuff, but it was because it wasn't that same routine all the time. It was doing this, going out with my mom, doing that for my brother, or that, whatever the story is. It makes you change. That change up, and oh, wait a minute,
And-
it's only 5 days.
And at the end of whatever at the end of the week or at the end of
Yeah.
the year, whatever, you have more skill. You're a better person
Correct.
for it. You know.
Well, listen. I mean, for myself, making the stuff out of wood, that has been exactly it. You know,
Yeah.
I've pushed myself. I mean, I made that when I started. I threw myself in the deep end by making a butcher's block for my mom. And out of I came to this place here and bought wood that was so it's actually really light. It's not thick, heavy wood. And then there was a deep end kind of thing. Whoa! And my dad gave me pointers, but he's kind of like, "Luck, you want to do it?
You go enjoy it,
There
man.
you go."
Great
Kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
And so I've learned now to the point of like when it comes to like even this year's Christmas presents,
Yeah.
I'm challenging myself, but they're not super challenging. Like I
Yeah.
already go, okay, I know how to do this one, I know how to do
Yeah.
that. It's gonna be quite easy.
Yeah.
That's why I went. Okay, wait a minute, let's make it fancier.
Yeah,
some
let's
way.
let's challenge yourself.
do something, yeah.
No,
So,
I've been
yeah.
challenging myself, and I mean that's I suppose why I have the bow, because then
Yeah.
you become more skilled in
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
And you also like, let's say this.
I-
When I'm more skilled in something, I can very much appreciate other people being skilled in that thing.
100%.
But not only that, it goes much further. That if I see someone who is skilled in anything, I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, you know, I'm skilled in this, and they're skilled in that, so I know what what they went
It's
through.
also, it
to
gives you a
actually-
totally different perspective. I mean, when I came to watch that shoot of yours, that
the IPC,
shoot, and I mean, you watch TV programs and you see these guys shooting, and I mean, the cops and they chase on it. You forget what it actually is to fire. I mean, these are 9mm. Fire 9mm. I mean, I didn't shoot at all. You guys did, but I was just watching and just experiencing that. And I'm like, it shows you the complete creative license I've taken in TV, obviously, which is fine. I mean, we wouldn't watch the program if they were boring, but it gave me a new respect for that, as you say, a new respect for what you guys do and how you do it. And it's not just a case of, let's go out and buy a gun and do anything and just shoot.
Yes.
Whoa, it's a lot more like responsibility and a lot more, you know.
I mean, it's a weapon, first of all, and second of all,
100%.
if you break it down, it's just a contraption that pushes a projectile very fast in a certain direction.
Yes.
So you need to be able to aim. You can't just like point in that direction and shoot.
No, exactly.
You're gonna miss.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I was thinking even with me getting my hunting rifle, it's like I feel like I've got so much more responsibility. I feel like it's kind of weird because I feel like the last however many years I've kind of eased into responsibility.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not married, I don't have children and those things, so I don't have those responsibilities. But general adult responsibilities I have, and I've got them covered and cool, and the Lord provides, and whether it's work or whatever it might be. But I'm kind of like, now I'm getting this rifle. Now I've got this whole new responsibility.
Yeah.
I've got to think about it. If I'm not there and it's in the safe house, it's being left, where's the safe key going? It's going on me. Where's the spare going? There's this whole new. When I take it out to go for the farm, how am I behaving with it? What am I going to allow people to do? So someone else is going to come along. I'm not going to just necessarily just hand it to them and say,
go shoot.
Yeah, and especially, funny enough, my rifle, because it not going to have a scope on for quite a while. That's part of a challenge for me as well. I'm keeping it without a scope for a while, so that I can so I can shoot with open sights, because it's an older rifle and that's kind of how it was made.
Part of the experience.
Exactly, 100%. But I'm like, okay, so you can't just hand it to someone and say, okay, well, you've shot before, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Shoot you at the target, cool, you can go and do it. It's not that kind of rifle, it's something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And that again, that alone, just having that responsibility is a new challenge.
Yeah.
It's a new challenge for me going, okay, cool, what am I going to do? if something goes wrong, what happens to this?
Yeah.
What happens where,
Yeah.
you know?
And that's that makes you innately a better person, because now you've got things to think about.
Exactly.
And because you take up a responsibility in a certain area, there's other certain parts of your life that automatically start thinking. So now where you might have never thought about driving irresponsibly, or you never noticed it, now all of a sudden you realize, like, maybe, oh flip, I'm driving with a weapon.
Yeah.
I need to be more aware.
Exactly.
And then you realize, okay, cool, listen, you've got a dog and everything at home, and now you need to be more responsible.
Exactly.
Because what if something happens to you, and that
Exactly.
and that taking up that responsibility, like being, I think it was Jordan Peterson who said it, like if you come to realize that you have the ability to cause serious pain, that will make you just the awareness will give you the responsibility to actually say, okay, I shouldn't do this.
Yes.
Or I should at least be aware
100%.
that I can do this. Because if you don't know that you can do harm, then you're kind of blasé, and you might just by accident do something stupid and cause a lot of harm.
Exactly.
Like drive recklessly and crash into someone, or just, hey, here's my gun, and they go shoot wound an animal or something, or even worse, like maybe shoot it towards other people.
And hurt somebody.
Or something like that.
No, it's completely. I mean, my thought already was, I mean, if I go visit my neighbours, because in the complex, we can call it that way, I leave the back door open. I mean, the dog's sleeping in a bed right there, so no one's. But now I'm thinking, okay, you can't do that because there's a gun, even though the gun is in the safe. You can't just leave the back door open and go visit the neighbour for 5 hours.
100%.
I mean, no one's coming in the back door. The dog's going to make a noise. I'll know if there's someone there for sure. But no one's coming in necessarily. But you can't take the risk still. You still can't. You still that responsibility changes you. And I mean, obviously, you're about to find it out. But I know because I work with kids. Obviously, I understand. Having children does that. I mean, we obviously work with kids, and I mean, I have them in my car, and I drive them home, and whatever the story. So I know immediately when the child's a car, I've got to be super aware, because not only is it my life now, which is valuable, but it's even more so.
Yes.
That kind of thing. I've got to be responsible. I've got to be able to withstand, or not withstand, stand up to that. When they don't want to put the seatbelt on. We're not going until they put the seatbelt on. Because I have a responsibility now.
And it's your responsibility, and that's why, like, always, I think in a business, in a situation, survival, hunting, or whatever, I think ultimately the person who calls the shots should be the one who carries the highest responsibility.
Correct.
Because they're responsible. So if Brandon organizes a hunt, and I go and I do a whole bunch of stuff that he doesn't approve of, or whatever, but he's like kind of lets it slide, and someone gets hurt. Hey, it's his hunting party.
And he's going to be clear.
He's going to probably get charged for the animals that got wounded or whatever.
Exactly.
And that makes you think, like, listen, bro, like, I'm not paying for these animals. Like, I'm gonna not let you have a gun.
But not even that. I mean, you don't want to, like, I mean, for example, when we started hunting, we had discussions on what is sustainable hunting, what do you do, how do you handle a rifle. To gauge what am I going to do, because you already know how you do, and I gauge what do you do. Because some people are cowboys. Some people just hand rifles out and they just shoot. They shoot whatever. They shoot from a moving vehicle. They do whatever the story might be. And I can't do that. I can't do some of that, and I won't do some of that. I wasn't brought up that way. So we agree on what this is, because when we go to that farm, we want to be able to go back next year.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, that farm that we've got a connection with in Grahamstown is
it's such
fantastic.
an awesome farm.
Like, the farm is fantastic. The farm is great. The animals are great, but just the layout is fantastic. Just works really well.
Fantastically well, because first of all, it's not that you might see something. Guaranteed,
you are guaranteed.
Like guaranteed, 100%. You will see an animal. It might be far. You might have to walk. But you will definitely see something.
26 k's, we walked.
Yeah, we walked. Remember, it wasn't 26 k's from here to there. It was from here to there, from here to there, from here to there, from there to there.
It was when they ran that way, then you come back because they came this way, and then you go back there because they're going. But that's exactly it. And we would lose that relationship if we go there and act like cowboys. I told you the story. I know of a campsite. It wasn't hunting, but it was a campsite. It was open in the Innes River area, and it was beautiful. They had gone to catering companies, or they were closing down and bought all the equipment. You could cater a party at their place. It was beautifully built. There was outdoor camping, there was indoors, and they started to make it open to the public and the cool. Then they made it open to like groups, so like 4x4 clubs and bike clubs and whatever. And the guys just came in and they were like savages, and they just ripped the place up and they that just treated it badly and messed and damaged the lake and the boats and eventually the farmer was like, and I mean he was just using that as extra income kind of thing, and just because the farm was there, the space is there. He eventually had to shut it down, and it was a beautiful campsite. You could go, and if you wanted to go and relax, man, that was probably one of the most relaxing places I've ever been to.
Yeah, it's so sad.
And he shut down because of that exact same thing.
Yeah.
We don't want that to happen when we go hunting. So we got to make sure we're on that same wavelength. You know, that responsibility is so important in everything. We try to teach it in the sense that part of what we do is teach kids responsibility for their own education, for their own lives, their own equipment, their own. I get mad when I see kids throw cell phones or break pencils. The pencil's this long and they break and throw it away. I'm like, but it's still this long.
Yeah.
When it's this small, throw it away.
Literally, I used to use my pencils.
I used to use it until I couldn't hold it anymore. So it was that long and I couldn't no longer hold it. Then it's. But other than that, waste. Responsibilities. It's an important thing.
Anyway, talking about responsibility, after the break, we'll have another conversation. So anyway, see you guys after the break. So
we need adverts to put in there. It's not so weird.
Maybe I'll record an advert, and if maybe I have already recorded an advert, and you guys just watched it, which is such a time.
Maybe
like, I thought about it after it played.
Oh, right, you're getting too confused now.
Anyway, okay.
Not for them.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know where we are anymore.
It's there.
What day is it again? I don't understand what's going on.
Smelling the colour 9.
Too much time in the candle factory, bro.
Yes,
maybe. Too much time.
Anyway, so let's take responsibility and talk about responsibility. This is something that's like just a topic of discussion.
Currently,
in the world.
Yeah.
Big
topic currently.
Yeah. I don't know if you've taken your vaccine, eh?
I've taken my vaccine, both of them.
Okay.
I'm fully vaccinated.
Okay.
I was always okay. So you want to know? As we've said before, we don't plan this necessarily. Don't plan all the details of it. So
no, we don't. No. We just talk.
Yeah.
It's real talk.
Yeah.
It's unfiltered.
Yeah. So
whatever.
Forgive us if you don't agree, guys. If you don't agree, that's 100% fine.
Please let us know in the comments. What do you think?
Put it on our Facebook or Instagram, or email us as well. The stuff is all on Facebook. The details are all on Facebook or Instagram, and then we can take it from there. We'd love to hear your opinion. Put it that way, definitely.
Yeah.
I've taken both my vaccines.
Okay.
I waited obviously till the age limit, the age gap, the right age group, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I was always from the beginning. I said I will get it when it comes. You know. I understand and I know there's a. It's wondering why you're moving away. What's going on here? Yeah, I know there's people that say there's this and there's that. And
so many stories.
What's
nanobots
nanobots and no, bro. I've heard nanobots. I've heard of dead fetuses. Have you heard of that?
Okay.
Pieces of dead fetus that's in it.
No, I don't know.
I mean,
I've heard of it.
That
sounds
yeah.
weird.
Nanobots, mark of the beast. They control me. They're going to control you.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
If we really look at the big picture of the world, we've been controlled already.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
We pay 18 rand a litre for fuel.
Yeah.
And what happens?
And they're tracking you already.
They're tracking you, 100%.
Leave
They're
your
listening.
phone. Leave your phone. So if you don't want to get tracked, leave your phone. You can't do it for more than a couple of hours.
Do a test. In fact, do a test. Put your phone on the table in front of you. Sit with someone and discuss something.
Yes.
How you want a new watch. You're looking at the new Casio watch or the new iWatch or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Mine is not that. Mine is neither of that. Mine is the... I don't know. I can't read Chinese, so I can't give you the name. Do this. Your phone is off.
Probably
Look,
Samsung.
sitting like that. It's off, right? Do that.
Yeah.
Then... this isn't Samsung.
Samsung's was that Chinese nonsense.
No, rubbish. You come from a fruit tree, for heaven's sake. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Apple is only the best. But anyway,
No, it's
sorry.
not.
Sorry, I
No,
digress.
it's not.
Okay.
I'm going to give you vaccine for that. But yeah, take it, do a test, do that, and then go look on your Facebook and your Instagram and stuff and see how many adverts you get for those products or similar related products. Because it's listening to you. Google is listening to you.
Yeah.
It's what it's doing.
And it's not like against your will. When you create a Google account or when you create a phone, you approve that.
Yeah.
You know when they say agree to the terms and conditions and we just click the button and say agree?
Well, that you can't not. Because you're not going to use it.
But that's the thing. So, first of all, no one goes and reads that. So if you do go and read it and you disagree, then you can't get it. You can't use the app. So you have to agree in order to use the app. So
and that's what I'm saying. I mean, we've been controlled already. That petrol price goes from 17 rand whatever to 18 rand.
Yeah.
Everybody moans, but what do? When that red light comes on, we go then pay 18 rand a litre.
Yeah.
And I know there are some officials
100%.
that say, nothing has changed. You go to the petrol pump, you ask for 200 rand, you still get 200 rand.
Yeah.
You still pay 200 rand.
10 years ago, when you asked for 200 rand, you still get 200 rand.
I get they don't quite understand how that works. But so back to the vaccine.
Yes.
I work with children. I see a lot of people. Interact with people. I'm a people's person.
Yes.
To me, it didn't make sense not to get it because for both sides, I don't want to get COVID. I have had it, but before I got
you didn't want to get it again.
I didn't want to get it. I don't want to, even before when I was like, I'm hoping obviously not to get it. I don't want to get it. So, and then if I get it, I don't want to die from it. I don't want to, be so sick. So, what is the solution? Vaccinate. If you can't stay, if you're not living, an Amish community, which I don't. So for me, I was like, I don't want to. I know if you have the vaccine, you can still get it and still pass it on. And I get that. I understand. Don't get me wrong, guys.
It just makes
I don't think it's a miracle cure.
It
just gives me a better chance.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm surprised at how many people won't take it because they don't want to get a better chance.
Yeah.
But if you give them option in life to stuff someone around to get a better chance or to get more money, they'll jump on that.
Yeah. So it's
you kind of go, why?
People, it's this like, I don't know if herd mentality is the right thing, but it's like the lead sheep runs in a certain direction and everyone's like, this is the direction we're going and this is wrong and we're not doing this, whatever. Personally, I say all of that. I have not yet had the vaccine, and I don't plan on getting it anytime soon. Well, maybe sooner than what I think. We had COVID like 2 months ago, and there's this whole thing about you should wait 30 days or you should wait 90 days or whatever. So we're waiting. Plus, Amy's pregnant, so we don't. It's just we have antibodies. So like, why even?
No, you don't need the extra now.
Why take a risk or whatever? Anyway, if there is any risk, we don't need the nanobots right now. So
fetuses.
The fetuses,
I don't feel any different from it. I don't feel like all of a sudden I feel weird. And, I had my second one, in fact, this week. My second one. My arm's still a little bit not numb, but sore in that one spot. But I've had no other side effects. I had sore. This one was the second one was a bit worse. I did have a bit of a headache more, and I was quite tired.
Okay.
It was quite like a run down kind of thing. Not tired that you actually sleep, just like milk. But the first one I took it, and it was like you can't. I mean, people were saying to me, friends were saying they couldn't lift their arm, and they couldn't hold their child, and they couldn't do this. I took it, and the next day I had to go and get something, lift a heavy keyboard with a top basically by the ceiling, because it literally touches the ceiling at the top. bring it. I did that all by myself,
Yeah.
and I was fine.
Fine,
you know?
yeah.
I'm blessed in that sense. You know, even my COVID experience wasn't hectic at all. I had been on ivermectin and vitamins and all these things, dosing before, so I was fortunate not to get super sick.
Yeah.
So
tell me one thing.
Yeah.
Because I obviously haven't had the vaccine.
Yes.
Since you have taken the vaccine,
Correct.
could you say that it has affected your relationship with Jesus at all?
No.
You still feel saved?
Yes.
You still feel when you pray, He hears you?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, just checking.
Okay, fine. I'll go take the vaccine.
Okay, is that your tipping point?
No, I think personally, I think it's good. I think it was a bit early. Like some of the companies, I don't know who exactly. And this is coming from someone who is not a medical professional at all.
No.
Like just
Neither
from
This
logic,
is just our experience.
which
in
I
logic,
think, just compared to what the medical used to say and what they say now, so they would take a couple of years to work on a vaccine. Sometimes not even being able to get a vaccine for like AIDS or something like that.
you can't vaccinate against that, but
But now they have there's a virus, and they have in a very short time developed a vaccine with not a lot of, or not, let's say this, not in the regular process that they normally follow.
Yes.
So just from my personal view, I thought, well, it might be a little bit soon.
Yeah.
They are obviously still working at it.
Yes.
They might work
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And so I thought, well, since I had COVID, I was fine, thank Jesus, and I'll be I'll take it when I have to take it. Like if I have to travel or something like that, that's fine. And that's another thing that's so stupid. People are like, oh, now they're banning the travel and you can't fly somewhere. Bro, you can't fly into Africa without yellow fever or without malaria vaccines and stuff. And
malaria,
on vacations, you do it quick.
Exactly, because you see the value in the vacation. Now we want to fight against it. And I can sort of understand that sense of that because we were under lockdowns and we felt oppressed.
Yeah.
Almost,
And I think that's what people fight against.
Yeah, they fight against the oppression and the control. But as I said, we are being controlled already. I mean, I said this to you the other day, off camera or off podcast kind of thing as well. I mean, I found out now recently, my brother, and I found out his bucky, he's got a little bucky, not a big one, and like these overcourses and Fiats and one of those. And basically, he was told by a company that he was buying parts from, whatever, that his bucky's 11 years old, sell the bucky now.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's what they said. They didn't say that. They said, look, you can't get parts. We don't make. We discontinued that. Sure. There's nothing. It needed parts, so there was something wrong with it. But what I'm saying is, that simple part goes in. There's nothing wrong with the vehicle. It's not worth throwing it away.
Yeah, exactly. It's just.
But why? Part, So he said to the guy, "Why are they doing this?" The guy who works for the company answered him straight and said, "They want you to buy a new one.
Yeah.
They want you to get HP and get and buy a new one because that's how they make money."
Yeah.
Well, now, if that's the case, are we not being controlled?
Yeah. Subtly.
We are being controlled.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, we have freedom in it, but we're being controlled.
Yeah.
And I think this is the same thing. I think I don't want to get sick. And if I get sick, I don't want to be super sick.
Yeah.
So I took the vaccine.
Yes.
You know? Did I think it was the mark of the beast? No.
Yeah.
Go look up what the mark of the beast is. It's not
that.
that.
Read it in context.
Yeah.
And it's more like taking the mark of the beast would be taking it and serving the beast.
Yes.
Almost you are in worship to the beast and in honor of him.
But
you are taking his mark.
Not only that, what is the actual mark of the beast?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, that's
debatable.
It's debatable, but so let's say there's a barcode or whatever. Well, first of all, if I just take those, even if I take the 5 or 6
common ones,
what they're saying, where they're debating over, none of those is the vaccine.
Yeah, they say it's either on your right
wrist
hand
or back of your neck or whatever.
And so some guys are saying because you take it in the arm, your hand and your wrist is kind of the same thing.
But I didn't take it in my right arm. I took it in my left arm. Because I'm right-handed. So they gave it to me in my weak arm so I can still function.
So that's obviously why your relationship with Jesus is still fine, right? You didn't take it in your right hand. If you take it in your right hand, then everything goes to nonsense.
Goes out the window.
But anyway, so at what point, because this is something that I thought about as well, I think that the vaccine, once it's tested and approved, it's good. Vaccines help. I don't think that we should depend on medicine alone.
No.
Our faith should always be in Jesus and in obedience to him. But I mean, he has given us gifts and clever minds to figure stuff out, and wisdom and knowledge, you know. So sure, like if we can figure it out and live better. I mean,
What's the wise? Yeah, the thing is for me is what's the wise decision? The wise decision is I'm not going to take it. I'm not telling anyone to take it.
Yeah.
You don't want to take it. Let's say for example
Yeah.
you don't want to take it. You take it. That's your baby. My thing. But my thought is, what's the wisdom behind not taking it? What do I get? Am I restricted or am I free? No, I'm more restricted, and it's going to get worse if they're going to bring in this system that they're thinking of bringing in, where you can't go. I mean, never mind flying, you can't go into certain places and whatever, shops and movie houses and bars and whatever. Not that I spend my life in those things, but you can't go into those unless you have vaccine and the proof of the vaccine. That's control. I get it. Again, we are controlled either way. We are controlled at the price of a movie.
But at the same time, like,
So
I want to say something.
please
we,
do.
we like against control. No one must control me. But at the same time, we want the scallum to be controlled to not get into my house, or the thief
That's why it's
to not be.
It's not
he
about.
must be so
We're not against control.
in order to have safety and a good society, someone needs to be in control.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And
We're not against control.
Yeah.
We just want to be in control.
100%. And people don't like it when they feel like someone is infringing on them and making them do something. Listen, like I said, no. I don't think anyone should be forced to do anything.
No.
Just like none of us are forced to take loans or forced to do any of that.
But we do that.
We do that because it makes our life more convenient.
No, not always. I mean, they take those loans out for a fancier car, for buy a bigger house that you can't afford because you're keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah. And all of a sudden, you're being completely controlled. Dogs are sorting out somebody. You're being completely controlled. You're controlled, in fact, in two aspects. Now you're controlled because the Joneses you're trying to keep up with, they've got in your house so now you're actually not, or that situation is controlling you, but the bank's also controlling you because you bought this car or house you can't afford. And I don't know. And I think Christians, if I can bring this into it, I think Christians struggle with that as well. They struggle so much with God wants to be in charge of my life. So he wants to control me. I don't want anyone to control me. Yeah. But we don't understand. He created us. He knows what's best for us.
100%.
He's giving us only the best. He's not giving the worst.
100%. And
I understand the vaccine hasn't been tested. I actually have a thought on the other side of that coin. Yeah. Why did other stuff take so long?
That's a good question, yeah.
Why does it take so long to find a cure for malaria or whatever it might be? And I understand that those that are medically inclined, I get it. There's different things that I know, like once a virus, you can fight them. And there's no cure for this because it's a virus. It mutates, and I get all that. I understand the principle of that. My point is still, it takes 10 years to get whatever the thing is approved. Yeah. But when we needed the COVID to get approved, it took a year. Yeah. It was very quick. Yeah. It's a lot cheaper in that year. Yeah. So once again, we're being controlled. Either way, you're being controlled. You're being controlled in the year because they want you to take it, and in the 10 years, you've been controlled because they want to make as much money as they can off it. Yeah. And of course, they want to save lives. I'm not saying they don't. Yeah. But there are so many things that go into that system and sort of checks and you have to wait months. I mean, we have it with our gun laws or gun licensing in this country. Yeah. It takes so long. Why? No, I get that there are scallums who buy guns or whatever. No, but a scallum doesn't get a license. He just goes and buys it from the behind the
legal firearms don't commit crimes. Yeah. People have illegal firearms that commit crimes. I don't have a gun. If you find someone, a criminal, who is dumb enough to go and register a gun in his name and then commit a murder or crime with that firearm,
he's dumb because he's
going to get caught.
He's going to jail.
You will go and steal someone else's firearm, which immediately makes it illegal because you are not allowed to have it. Yeah. And then
so that's when it comes to this. I was like, what I benefit in not taking it? What I benefit in taking it? What does it change my life? Am I going to be worse off with God? Am I going to be this? No. Am I? No. I'm taking it because if they are right, then I'm going to be healthier. Yeah. If they are wrong and it doesn't do anything to COVID, what have I lost? Yeah. What have you taking it? No. I don't see the extra arms. And my microphone's falling. No. I don't see extra arms growing off me. I don't see, you know what I mean? So all those things I don't.
And here's the beautiful thing. There's a verse in Romans 8 that says God will use all things to the benefit of those who love Him. So let's say you use the vaccine and all of a sudden it makes you sick and you grow extra fingers and everything.
1, 2, 3. No,
every conspiracy that's out there is true. Let's say for like a scenario where that is true. God is so sovereign and so good that He will still be able to use that for your benefit somehow, because you love Him, and
Correct.
ultimately He'll use those things to bring you closer to Himself. And remember, like this earth, we're just here briefly. We're pilgrims. We're not living for here. We're not living to all of this stuff. I am so blessed to have this house and to live where I live, and to drive the bucket that I drive. But it's like, if God wants to take it away, I will be super thankful for the time that I had it. Like that's great, but I want what He wants for me. So if He doesn't want me to have it, then I don't want it.
Yes.
And also, let's say I live my long life, and then at 90 or whatever, 100 or wherever, I decide to go to heaven, then this stuff stays here.
Exactly.
I'm not taking this stuff with me, and I know that. Like, I'm not living for this. I'm not living for here. I'm living for there, and I'm living from there.
Exactly.
And I think that's like, once you do that, like, you realize all these arguments about how bad it is and about Antichrist and this, and it's going to lose your salvation, and you're all in a bad place. We can all get closer to God.
I mean, on that note, then you shouldn't take any medication, or you shouldn't. I mean, take medication out of there's things we drink.
Vitamins.
There's all these things that are chemicals going into our body. They never take that; it would go away from that. There's alcohol and stuff that we drink that we know is going to mess us up.
Yeah.
We know that 3 of those, or 4 of those, or 6 of those, or 12 of those, or whatever, you're not going to be having a good night, and you're not going to be having a good day tomorrow morning either.
Yeah.
But we still do that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this, where they say it might affect you, whatever, we're dead adamant against it.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So
dead adamant against
that's such a good
we're
point.
not dead adamant against cigarettes, which we know is giving cancer.
We eat KFC.
We eat KFC. We use plastic bottles. We whatever. I mean, it's so funny because the plastic straw debate is always. I want a straw. I don't want a paper straw.
No, I want a plastic straw.
I just want a straw, like biodegradable, great. I just want a straw. And we had this such a heated debate about that or whatever. And it's a straw, and it makes a huge effect. And again, don't want to offend anyone, so I'm not. But now we come along and we go, okay, I'm definitely standing against this. Well, I'm definitely saying, one side's definitely standing against you mustn't have the vaccine. One's saying you must, and we don't talk to each other because we're against it.
No, it causes such a division, and it's like, why?
Why is it?
He's got the vaccine. He's got 2. He's
I'm fully vaccinated.
I'm not vaccinated at all, and we're like semi right with each other. I don't know about him. I like him. I don't know, maybe
I came to your house. Just put it that way.
True, yeah.
Put it that way. Which is miles from my house.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. No. I mean, we're in good standing, and I think that's how it should be. I think people should be able to disagree with each other, and still not have it affect your life.
Correct.
I mean, come on.
Correct. I think that's responsibility. That's adult behaviour.
That's
I was having a discussion. Yeah, exactly. I was having a discussion with someone in the week about teenagers and where they become adults and they want to be adults because they don't want to be part of the games at youth, as an example.
Yeah.
Because that's beneath them. They're teenagers now, whatever stories.
Yeah.
But they want to be children because they don't want to have responsibilities of jobs and whatever.
Yes,
can't.
There's a changeover that happens.
You don't want to have the vaccination or whatever, but you want to be allowed to do whatever you want, go wherever you want, hug everybody. Well, it doesn't work that way, guys.
No.
You know what? When I was having my second one, there was a few people around with me. There was an elderly lady who was only having her first one, and then there's another gentleman who was having a second one as well. And I think there was actually another gentleman also having his first one. And the nurse was saying to remember that this isn't the answer. It's not like now you just problem solved. You still have to wear your mask. You still have to social distance. You have to do those kind of things. Avoid your super spreader events. Those kind of things. Protect yourself. And I thought about it. I thought, that's so. It's you say that, and people are like, but people are blasé. But nobody goes and lays out all their gold jewelry and their TV on their table at night, and because they've got burglar bars.
Yeah. Yeah, you still put it in a safe.
Put your burglar bars on, whatever, but your stuff's put away safely or whatever.
Yeah. You still. I mean, we live in a secure estate.
Yeah.
And we still lock our doors. I mean, but it's secure, so you can lock. But it's like
I'm joking.
100%.
I realised it was the night before last. The front door wasn't locked again. There's a gate that's locked, fortunately, but the door wasn't locked.
It's okay. I mean,
in fact, on Sunday night, Monday, I closed the back gate in the afternoon, late evening, But I don't lock it because I have to close the gate because my dog will, as a sliding door, the window's blowing, so I close the sliding door, but you can't just look that you're under the door.
Yes.
Especially if she's bulky for something, she'll just bolt in the door.
Yeah.
And I mean, she has hit it once before that it went off the rail between the gate and the.
Okay.
So I have to close the gate as well. And obviously, I closed the curtains and went into bed. I didn't even realize the key was still it's open, but the key's in the gate.
That's awesome, man.
I'm running around with that. That's running around with my mask on.
But that's why. So you still live in an area that's fairly secure.
Yeah.
And so you have that to fall onto, but so it's like the same. Like if you have the vaccine and you walk in somewhere and you might not have a mask on or something, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you
feel
took
safe.
the big precaution.
Yes.
But it's still good to have that extra precaution.
We still have to. Not even good. I mean, it's still law. We still have to.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is law, and I don't know. It's interesting because we all vote on who we want to have a government, and then that government makes decisions, and we're not angry. Well, vote for someone else. You know?
Yeah, well, we are angry. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
elections
Losing our
are happening now. I'm voting. You know. I'm gonna change my vote.
Yeah. It's one of those things. I think.
Ultimately, it's time to wake up. Okay, guys. It's actually an alarm at 2:10 and at 8 and at 6 o'clock in the evening every day. An alarm goes off to remind me that I love Amy. Not remind. No, I do love Amy. It happens. Like it doesn't have to remind me, but it reminds me to do something nice for her. So, and she likes that. So, and if she likes it, I like it.
Okay, enough of the emotions.
Anyway,
okay.
So
back to the serious thing of
serious vaccination.
Vaccination.
Vaccination is
vaccine.
the thing. So anyway, I think when you unless you want to go have your own little country.
Okay,
Like
so but now on that was a great thing. I didn't even think of that. There's a TV program called The Republic of Sarah. Maybe not the best TV program in the world. That wasn't. I watched the first season. It was pretty good. Premise, spoiler alert for those who haven't watched it and want to watch it. Spoiler alert. Basically, their town is obviously not in our country. It's in the Americas. Their town, underneath the town, they found this mineral, whatever it is, very rich or whatever, and some massive mining company wants to come and take this. So they can't. Obviously, this is a small town. They're not going to just sell their houses. Blah blah blah. The state eventually says, "Go for it," kind of thing.
Okay.
And starts evicting people and whatever. And they fight back by becoming independent, breaking free and becoming a country.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I watched it because I saw that trailer and I was like, cool. I was very intrigued in it because, and this is the thing, we all forget what actually goes into that.
Yeah.
We all actually forget what are the effects of something like that.
Yeah.
What are the effects of not taking the vaccine? What are the effects of not wearing a mask?
Yeah.
What are the effects of going to super spreader places?
Yeah.
What could that mean? That could mean that you could get it, the virus, be absolutely fine because you're asymptomatic, come home and give it to your mom who's in the 70s or whatever, or your grand who's in the 70s, and they could go like that within a day.
Yeah.
You know? This program, they become an independent state or whatever, well, they lose their electricity, they lose their water, they lose this, they have no ambulance because it's a small state, they only have a little clinic. They have one police officer who now... There's no money because they don't use the American dollar anymore because it became this huge thing.
Yeah, groot gemors.
Yeah, look, that person who stood up for it and who was the cause was a 23 or 22-year-old teacher.
Yeah.
And she then ran the country, which is great, but obviously a lot of the things with them, it's a TV program, but I watched it, I was like, bro, that,
I think starting and let's say just from a Christian point of view, if you were to go to, like, let's say you make your own little country and there's you and your holy huddle, whatever. That's like putting lipstick on a dead body because you're not affecting the church at all. You need to be in the church. Someone said, there's wolves dressed in sheep's clothing. What about, the other way around? What about being a sheep dressed as a wolf? Go out into the wolf. Go be part of the shooting club. Go be, part of the hunting guys. Go, be with all these people and then infiltrate that and be a light where there's so much darkness.
Yeah.
And
that's why my struggle with Christians these Christians of years and years and years that are fighting their way against this COVID thing. And I'm like, do you think God would send his son to die for us? That same God would allow this to be as simple as going to get the injection on. If it was such a big issue.
Yeah.
Take it away that way. Let's even forget about that. rewind, right?
Yeah.
So, do you think that God would make that for us? He would allow us to take something like that?
Well, let's say he left it up to our choice. Do you think that after sending his son and paying
That's
the
what I'm
price to
saying.
die for every sin, so if a rapist repents, he's saved. If the biggest murderer repents, he gets out. But now you, who's trying to follow Jesus and loving him and trying to be obedient to him, if you go take an injection, all of a sudden his blood is not good enough anymore for you.
Yeah.
That's
I can't see that.
That's
Doesn't
just
make
like
sense.
it doesn't make any sense.
Common sense, it doesn't
Like-
make sense.
Like even if it is a mistake, you're still saved because you believe in him. You might get to
Yes.
heaven and realize, well, flip, I made a big mistake, but you're still saved because the Bible says that those who confess with their mouth and believe in their heart that Jesus Christ died for them, rose again, they are saved.
Okay, again, it's like perfect, but now on that Jeremiah 29:11, plans to prosper you, not to harm you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Does that mean that everyone who does it, everyone who's gone and taken the vaccine is now out of that? We're walking out of God's blessing.
Yeah. No.
I
No,
can't.
it's not.
I can't see that. I can't see that. God who allowed His Son to die, or sent His Son to die for the world,
Yeah.
would be okay with only taking 10% of the world to
Yeah.
heaven.
And for those that say,
Considering that, I mean, if you're an end times person, you're looking at how that works and what the story is. The word says that that the end will, we don't know obviously, but the end will only come once everybody on the earth has heard or had an opportunity to become a Christian.
yes.
Well, if that's the case, is He going to wipe out 80% of those people because of a vaccine?
No, he's not.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Well,
You can
I
make
don't
your
know. I can't
Yeah, you
say
can make
no,
your
it isn't,
decision on it, but
it
to
doesn't
me
make
that
sense.
doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. And God is He's a logical God. He can change His mind. Don't get me wrong. He's not set in it, but He's logical. He's not going to say to you. We've said this before. He's not going to say to you, "Oh, he has a Ferrari."
Yeah.
You know, in a country where there's 18 cases a litre or 18 rand per litre,
Yeah.
there's potholes. I mean, I just thought when I was riding today, I think I need to change the way I come because of those potholes.
Yeah.
There's 2 stop and goes now. I don't know if you've seen that.
I actually have. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 stop and goes. I'm like, a little, does not make sense.
Yeah.
I must come the other way so I can avoid that so I don't damage my car kind of
Yeah.
thing. He would give you that.
Let's take a short break. We'll be back now. Yeah. So.
Yeah,
that's
so
it.
if God's not going to, like if He's not going to, take that away. He gives you a Ferrari but you've only got 2,000 rand a month salary, you're a waiter.
Yeah.
That's not logical.
No.
That's not logical. He says to you, you've got a good job now, he has a responsibility, now you can buy a car. Is he going to say to you, yeah, go buy a Ferrari? No. It's not logical.
Yeah.
He's going to say, go and buy a Polo, go and buy something you can put petrol in,
Yeah.
a quid.
Yeah.
You know, I was joking, I was talking to someone now about cars and whatever, and it's so funny. It's so funny. I wish I could have the opportunity to drive, like, not in my life, but not like in my life. I would like to go in a year
Yeah.
and drive 100 cars, go and
Yeah.
pick the top 100 cars in South Africa, Polo or GTRs or whatever, Bucky this, Bucky that,
Yeah.
whatever. Drive them and actually see what their fuel economies are.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
one person will tell you that a GTR gets 13 k's a litre. Someone else whose cousin or whatever has a GTR, the same model, says, no, bro, that thing gets 7 k's a litre.
Yeah. Or,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Or the Bucky gets
Yeah.
9 k's. Realistically,
I
that's
know
what it gets.
people who have the exact same bucky as me, and they get like 8 k's to the liter, and I get 12 to 13
Yeah.
k's to the liter, and it's like it's just driving style.
Yeah,
So
and
depending
well,
on-
they all like slight change on tyres, and those things do make
Oh, well,
a
I
difference.
suppose small things, but I mean, well, when I spoke to them, they were like, in town they drive 120, and on the highway they drive 160 to
Yeah.
180. So it's like, well, first of all, you're breaking the law and you're being reckless, and second of all, you are obviously going to use more fuel
Yes.
by going.
Yeah,
driving
no,
like
for
that.
sure. But my point was, I'd like to know the truth. I would
Yes.
I'd love to be able to not know the truth. I'd love to experience the truth from the vehicle.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to this vaccine or whatever, we have to take what we're given, the information we're given or whatever. And I just went, you know what, God, I trust you. I work with kids. I trust you. I want to be safe in
Yeah.
that, So I'm going to take the vaccine.
100%.
It wasn't even that hectic for me. It was kind of a quick decision because I was like, it just made sense to take it.
Yeah.
Not because the whole world's going that way, but even if it is, I feel like in Africa, a lot of times the world's going this way. We're always like, we're going to meet you, but we're going to go around,
Exactly. Yeah.
And we spend years trying to get there, and we're not there,
Yeah.
I would like people to catch the reality, and I mean, I'm saying this like it's, but you know, you don't take the vaccine, but you go to parties, you go to massive funerals, you go to. I mean, I just lost someone I know that, and I mean, all respect to them, their father passed away from COVID. They went to a drive-by and a funeral for them. This person and their partner, their husband and wife, I don't want to go into detail, but they got and they passed away, you know, very recently. And I'm like, they weren't vaccinated because they weren't vaccinated, in fact, because they were told, or they must say when you get vaccinated, that you must feel absolutely fine the day you go for your vaccine.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you now that I don't feel absolutely fine every single day.
Yeah, no, 100%.
If the wind blows in PE, I have hay fever, I'll wake up with a headache. I'll wake up blocked up. I'll wake up fine, and by the time I get to one place, you know, cross town here, I get to, I mean, not even that far, 2 suburbs over each other, and the pollen is just different, and I've got a headache and whatever. There was no ways I wasn't going to stop. I was like, well, I went for my vaccine anyway. They didn't because they had a headache because of the wind. So they didn't take the vaccine, so they got sick, and they got really sick. Really sick. They passed away eventually, you know. Those are the things I'm like, we want to fight against the man and fight against the vaccine and fight against those things, but we don't want to avoid funerals.
Yeah.
We don't want to
we still
keep us. We don't want to social distance. We don't want to do this. We want to go on holiday. I mean, the way I got it, I got it from my brother, but the way he got it as well, was really unnecessary. It was somebody who just didn't social distance. Yeah. And not from him. We worked together. That we were doing, not work together, but we were like in business kind of together. The point is that person on the weekend didn't want to not socialize. Yeah. Socialized, picked it up, passed it on.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think we fight about so much. We fight about the vaccine, we fight about this, whatever. We were created to be a light in this world. How much of a light are you being when you're fighting with people and demonizing people and causing division?
And you're covering and you're lying and you're saying that you
and being selfish
and you.
No, bro. You're not being a light.
You know, I'm not going to get the vaccine, but I will just behave, and then you don't. Yeah. You know, I didn't go to the hospital to see my cousin who was sick. I know someone else. Yeah, the cousin was sick in the hospital. You know, people get very upset. I know 3 couples who had babies during lockdown or during COVID. All 3 of them, the husbands couldn't. So the wives went in. The husbands couldn't go in, and everybody's losing the biscuits about it. And I'm like, guys, you need to understand the risk that you are all running.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Obviously, if she's giving birth, she goes to the hospital and she's booked the hospital to go to the hospital. Why take the whole family there? Yeah. Or they get upset because family can't come along. My dad had operation during the lockdown. I dropped him at the door of the hospital, and if I needed to get him something, I had to drop it with the nurse at the door. In fact, I'd put it down there, pick it up, and take it. That, you know what I mean?
I think
I've got to be as safe as possible. I know some people who also fought that. People had to go for operations, and there was an old man who fought to have his son come in and visit him, and fought. Yeah. Was furious because they couldn't. Well, guess what happened to the son who came to visit? He got COVID. Yeah. So, why are we?
There's so many areas where people fight. They fight about medical stuff. They fight about government. Whatever. You know what's an area where I've never heard people fighting in? When they're away hunting. When you're on a farm and you're chilling there.
I'm not waiting for
those
this
guys.
Super luck. Spiritual super luck.
Those guys don't
drop the
fight
mic
with each other.
And I get that.
And even when you strongly disagree, it's okay because we're all there hunting and we're all happy.
As long as you don't.
So you should hunt because it make you a better person.
As long as you don't disagree to the point of shooting each other, I guess that's.
No, but okay. Here's a funny story now. Like legit, we went to IPSC as a combat shooting, pistol and everything. So I go to, I think it was 2018 or 2019. We shot. Me and some of my friends shot what they call the African champs. There were 450 entries. We shot over 3 days. So it's a 3-day course, 24 stages, I think if I remember correctly. And you have to basically bring, I think they said 600 bullets to complete the whole thing. So you normally double that just so that you can have enough. So we brought 1,000. Most people we knew brought 1,000 or more. So there was an area, a concentrated area of 450 people with 1,000 bullets each. Yeah. So there was 500,000 bullets. 500,000 bullets in that very concentrated area. Not one person got shot. Not one person got hurt or anything. And also, the funny part is that the guys after the shoot would go get absolutely hammered, some of them, and some of them would fight, but never ever even is it a thought that they will pull out a gun. Like
That's
they will,
crazy.
like guns are lying all over the place, loaded
Yeah.
like obviously in boxes, cases, and stuff like that, but in holsters. But no one would shoot each other. It was just
Yeah, it's a proper understanding of what
Yeah.
that thing is for, what that
Yeah.
weapon is about,
Yeah.
what it can do, and that's what I was always taught. And I think that's what we lack in this whole topic of COVID and vaccination and whatever. I keep putting my mic loose. I don't know what's going on today. That whole thing is, I think that's part of the problem. There's a lack of understanding, general understanding.
people
There's
aren't
a lack
taking
of
their responsibility.
yeah, people taking responsibility, going, okay, cool, I'm going to take the vaccine or whatever. That doesn't mean I can go mad, or you know what I mean. I'm not going to take the vaccine, but so now I'm going to do the opposite kind of thing.
Yes.
I'm going to be because obviously we are created beings we're social beings.
Yes.
This is what I'm looking for. We're created to be social.
Yeah.
So, but we have a responsibility with this now.
Mm.
Same thing with having a handgun on your hip. Same thing with driving a car is so.
I mean, you literally.
And I'm admit it on camera, but
But you can drive at least. You've you've got some skill.
yeah, I do some
You've got
driving.
experience.
I got some experience. I love cars. It's just that I like to talk about cars all the time. It's something that I just love. I'm one of those I could happily get a new car every year for.
Yeah.
Drive a car for a year, get a new one. Because I want to feel the difference or whatever.
Yes.
Not because I want to go up and drive a Ferrari.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about going upwards. I'm talking about different cars. But when you get behind the wheel of the car, it's such a responsibility. That thing that's a bullet on steroids, you know.
It's a very heavy piece of equipment that goes really fast. So if you think about it,
Yeah.
you literally, if you're in traffic or let's say on the highway, you're constantly seconds away from
a decision.
from a decision that could potentially end someone's life.
Yeah.
Like you could drive and just swerve and hit someone. Like you could do that, but because you understand that could happen, you don't.
Exactly.
And in the same way that if people understood the repercussions of their actions, they would not do them. Well, most likely they won't do them. You
You obviously get
find the idiots who still do it.
Yeah, there's a
But
percentage.
once you understand your responsibility and you understand the repercussions
Yeah.
of your decisions, then you are more likely to make better decisions. That's why
Correct.
hunting has made me a better person, because I realize buying meat in the shop is you are supporting factory farming, which is not good for the ozone. It's not
For
good
anything.
for the animals.
It's not good for anything.
It's just good to make people rich, and I don't think that's a good enough reason to take so much resources and just
And
plunder
wreck
it.
wreck
So
everything.
that's one area. So I get to go get meat. The other area is I have now a high-powered rifle that can really, within seconds, open up a world of pain for my life and everyone around me. So I don't handle it recklessly.
Yeah.
Also, I know that I can wound an animal, so I don't just recklessly just shoot anything and everything I see from however far. I stalk it. I make sure I have the proper shot before I pull the trigger, and because I realize my responsibility in the whole thing, I become a better person.
100%.
So
And that's the thing as well with this COVID thing. I think people need to realize their responsibility in it.
yeah,
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I have the answer. I mean, as I said, I had COVID and I got it for my brother. I took my brother in. He tested positive. I said, you better move in with me.
Yes.
He's got asthma. You better move in with me, because my parents, he can't go stay with my parents because of their age. It's not good for him to stay with them. He can't stay with friends because he'll come and stay with me.
Yeah.
You know. But I took precaution in that. I wore my mask. I mean, it was frustrating. The tour was 7 or 8 days. He was in my house because he'd been sick for a couple of days before when he actually tested positive and moved in. I had worn my mask the whole time. I literally would sit outside in my garden by myself in the daytime, because it was also during the holiday period as well. And obviously we were isolation, I suppose. It was only a half holiday, but it was isolation period as well. So I sat out in my garden while he lay on the couch in the lounge watching TV. I set my laptop there or whatever it was, my phone, and I did my thing outside. That's when I took my mask off. Otherwise, if I was inside the house, the mask was on.
yeah, and this is the extra precaution. Yeah,
Just because there's a responsibility I've got to take. If we can take our responsibility in this COVID thing, we can go, I'm not going to hug everybody I see.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go ballistic, you know. at nightclubs or whatever it might be. Vaccine or no vaccine, that will change the whole way of this wave. And I mean, the spread of these waves are ridiculous. They spread because we come in contact, because we don't control those things. We don't take our responsibility.
I think on a natural level, like that's really good advice. But I want to take it like one step further. When we realize the repercussions we have on people's lives for eternity,
100%.
then we will also act a whole different way. So if you causing someone to become a follower of Jesus, you are sparing them eternal damnation and redirecting them into eternal salvation with Jesus. So they get to go to heaven and not hell. So when you realize that, and you might say, yeah, but I can't just go evangelize, I'm shy or whatever. Pray. When you see people, pray for them. When you have family members, pray for them. Pray that God will find them and that they will find God.
Tell them
and
your
that they
stories.
will find salvation.
Tell them your
and God will give you the opportunity to share your testimony and stuff like that. And I think to like land this plane.
Which landing?
The
landing.
The landing. I don't know. Maybe it's the fourth from the finished landing. We'll land it 3 more times.
Yeah.
But I think that when we take our responsibility as Christians, as citizens of a country, as husbands and wives, as children in a family unit, as adults, as people, just find out the areas that you have responsibility over, and just think about it for a second, and you'll see that you actually become a better person and a benefit to society and a benefit to yourself ultimately, because you're not making issues for yourself, because oftentimes we are our own worst enemy, and we handle situations in a way that is so unbeneficial to us, and we think, oh well, I'll just do what I want. Okay, well, it's not working out so lucky for you.
Exactly.
So I don't know if you want to land the other side.
Yeah, I think you're 100% correct. I think, we've said this before and whatever, but I think life's about choices. Life's about responsibility. We think life's about choices only. That means it's only that. It's not. It's about responsibility for those choices. It's about, I look at that, I go, this is the age of my parents, this is the age of my siblings, this is where I work, this is what I do, this is who I am, so I interact with people. Should I take the vaccine or not? Yeah. Is it going to be beneficial or not? Those kind of things, What is my responsibility then? What is my... how am I going to walk this out?
Yeah.
Because if not, if I make someone sick, what am I going to do? How am I going to how am I going to feel?
Yeah.
And same thing we talk about the guns and switching ESCOMs off and whatever. When I pull that trigger and that animal goes down, there's a super sense of reverence.
Yeah.
It's like hectic. I don't feel.
You don't want to wound.
I feel excited because I got the shot, but I'm not like the savage.
You killed this animal.
It's not that at all. It's a moment of wow.
There's such reverence. You get there and you you feel that this is an important thing. You've taken life.
Exactly.
And you're thankful for it because it can sustain you and your family.
Exactly.
And there is something about providing.
And so we think like that, and that's perfect. We think like that. But when it comes to vaccine, we don't think like that. We go, I'm not taking this because the government's controlling me.
Yeah.
But you could be ending life by not taking it.
Yeah.
Or, not only taking or not taking, by going out and doing this. If you didn't take it, going mad, doing these things,
And in the Bible, this is my second last landing. In the Bible, it says that you'll be judged for the words that you speak. Yeah. And if you convince a whole bunch of people to not do a certain thing that becomes detrimental for them because they listen to you, that's your responsibility. You at least partly your responsibility. Yeah. People make their own decisions. People carry that, but because of your influence, you will have a part in that, and we need to make sure that we influence people correctly and that we help guide the society and ultimately people to Jesus. We need to guide them.
I was going to say,
light,
we've been given a mission, choice, a thing to do in life. Mission's probably not the right way, but you know what I mean. We've been given a job to do as Christians.
Yeah, we're representatives.
What kind of job are we doing if we're spending our life fighting against everything and not doing this and not taking responsibility and not doing the right thing and let's say vaccine or not, we don't know what the right thing is, but making an informed decision, praying about it, I feel God says, I feel like for me it's okay.
Yeah.
I can do this,
Yeah.
I can take this vaccine. I'm I'm not challenged that I shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, I
And
know.
also fighting people and causing division and
Yeah.
demonizing people because like, no, I'm not going to talk to you now because you took the vaccine, or stuff like that. Like, whatever. If you took the vaccine,
Yeah.
then you should be fine.
Yeah.
If I don't want to take the vaccine, whatever. It's everyone's choices, and we can, like we said, we disagree on certain things, but we're still great friends.
Yes.
And we still get to have a great conversation.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, we're still going to go and hike or have awesome time,
Yeah.
even though we disagreed. And I think that's where it's important. We shouldn't take things too personally, and we shouldn't cause division, cause hurt, because
Yeah.
in no circumstance, whether vaccine right or wrong, whether someone's controlling us or not, irrelevant.
Yeah.
Treating people badly and not being a light in this world, that is wrong.
Yes.
And we need
And
to
especially-
focus on that.
I mean, 100% across the board, but even more so, or emphasized, or however you want to say it, if you're a Christian.
Yeah.
We know that
We
we're
have responsibility.
Christian, Christ. We are supposed to be like Christ.
No.
And we're not if we're doing those things.
No.
So, yeah. So
Anyway.
I have taken my vaccine.
I haven't
I don't
taken my
see-
vaccine.
I don't see any more arms growing or legs growing, or maybe my ears are getting bigger. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't need that because they're quite big already. I don't know. But yeah, I feel fine. I feel fine about it.
Yeah. And we're still planning to hunt together, so that's like...
Damn straight we are. I'm prepping for next season already.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, one of these days your gun's going to come,
Oh.
your little card.
Any minute
And
now.
then I can already see like sneaking into Brandon's house at 10 o'clock at night with a camera there. He's fine,
Don't
you
know.
put it with
I
me.
don't know if I'm going to be quiet like that, but you might come over. Oh, I can't come over. I'm cleaning my gun.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
just
just
looking
really
at it. I'm
looking
just
at it.
thinking.
I'm just thinking
Well,
what
it's
I
like,
need to do.
like Saturday morning, 6 o'clock. Hey, Hendrik, you
Yeah,
want to go
what
to the
do you
shooting
do?
range?
Yeah, that's actually going to be what it is.
Ah, okay. Hey, but hopefully by that time, because this is one thing I want to do. Last final landing, I promise.
We're on the runway. We're coming in like I said. We're just turning.
Yeah. So with my bow,
Mm-hmm.
one of my goals, because I used to be able to shoot a little bit further, and competition and stuff like that. Like people can shoot relatively far, relatively accurate with the bow. And so one of my goals in this, I would say for the next year, so mid 2022, I want to be able to reach it. I want to be able to shoot accurately at 100 meters
Yeah.
with the bow.
Okay.
Which would be, I think that's a very challenging thing. I think I will be able to get it
Yeah.
right, but it's just one of my challenges.
Mm.
And then what I want to do is I want to go to the gun range on a Saturday morning while everyone shoots their guns, and I want to go set up my target
And shoot
and
your bow.
shoot my bow at 100
100
meters.
yards.
Because it's just like it's
Yeah.
a weird thing. So
I want to get good. I want to get really good at 100 yards,
yeah,
like pinpoint almost. Not really,
yes,
but small groupings, and then I want to also shoot 300 yards
yeah, that'll be like
up in sights.
Yeah. To know exactly
Yeah.
just what your gun does, so
Yeah.
that when you get in the field, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly. I remember my rifle is set up. It's an
Yeah.
old school sniper rifle. It's set up to shoot open sights.
Exactly.
They reckon on that sight of theirs 1,200 yards.
Yeah.
I'm not trying that,
Yeah.
but I'd like to go 300 or 400 yard, and not that I'm going to shoot that all the time when I'm hunting,
Yeah.
but so that I know at 100 yards I am not even half stressed.
Yeah.
So yeah, then you can stand next to me with your bow,
Exactly.
and I'll shoot 100 yards with a rifle.
Yeah.
And you shoot.
Yeah.
You'll still have to wear earphones because the
Earmuffs,
rifle of
yeah.
mine is going to be so loud.
That's something I didn't even think about. Okay, yeah, I might have to shoot with earmuffs on.
And you
But
will have
anyway.
to because you're at the rifle range.
Yeah, at the rifle range. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
Anyway, like it, guys.
we landed.
Yeah.
Flight,
Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the
Flight
comments.
7. What are we?
I think this is 7. Yeah,
Flight-
this is 7.
7 of
Yeah.
the podcast is.
Okay. 3 more. Then we're gonna have a party.
Yeah. We guess we're going to party at 10.
Yeah.
Is landed.
Oh,
Thanks
lucky.
for flying with us.
Yeah.
Hope the peanuts were nice.
Yeah, okay. Enjoy. Let us know in the comments what you think. Subscribe,
Subscribe,
and like.
follow, hit
And,
that notification bell so that you see when we post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.